Hey, I wanted to make a video about the skies today, both Western and Eastern, and also pull a few cards. We're coming near to the end of the Mercury retrograde, and what I'm finding is that this cycle around has been a lot of self-reflection, a lot of old patterns coming up for me to look at again, and a lot of opportunities to make new choices, to integrate, to let things go, all things of that nature. Today, especially, I've felt very emotional. Something will come up, a memory, and I find myself clinging a little bit less and not letting that feeling overwhelm, that emotion overwhelm, because truly I've been able to see a lot of my fuckery this time around. It's very clear in the skies looking at it as well. So Eastern sky has Aries in the ninth right now, with the Sun, Uranus, part of Fortune, Mercury, the North Node, and Jupiter, all in that house. In the Vedic astrology tradition, they say that when a house is very full like that, it will have a huge impact on you. Things could go wrong when that happens. In the West, that's looked at as a stellium. So there is a stellium right now in the ninth. In the West, in tropical astrology, that's looked at as a very amplified energy. So Aries is very heavy in the sky right now, as is all fire, because I have the ascendant in Leo right now, in sidereal in the East. So with all that being said, we've got the initial flame, which is Aries, in the final evolution of fire in Sagittarius, ninth house. So when student becomes teacher, this is you, the student, becoming the teacher. There's a lot to be said for a healed inner child, which is what we're dealing with right now, but there's also something to be said for a healed teenager, adolescent in you. So that energy is being called out right now. Once you are at the end of your teen years, early 20s, in this society, you kind of go out into the world either to get an education, go into the workforce, etc. At that moment, you have an opportunity to start to parent yourself. There are a lot of planets and energetic positions right now in that Aries to really bring up certain things and shed light on certain things. Jupiter is there for expansion. Uranus is there for upheaval, which is necessary anytime it comes to us changing direction, which is very tough for Taurus energy, which is what the Western sky is projecting right now. Taurus has all these planets in it in the ninth. No one astrology system is more accurate than another. However, there is something to be said for nature. Nature is showing us right now that these planets and energetic signs are in the constellation of Aries. That is undeniable. The reason between the shift east to west is the precession of the equinox. We have to take account to what our actual environment is. With that being said, the light traveling from these stars and hitting these planets and hitting us, the true representation of that is seen and felt from the eastern sky, though there is a different story projected out by the Western minds, especially astrologers. Even if you don't follow astrology, everyone else does, so you're kind of with that stream. So yes, these 1 to 7 year old first making of the body, first creation of patterns that you work out, the perfect projection of your natal promise, that is cast in those first 7 years. All of that is up for review. You can use all of those lessons that you've learned, all of those experiences, all of those reflections, and look at yourself and really adapt to change without having a fear of change. There is a need for balance and a need for renewal because of all of this in opposition to the South Node in Libra, East, balance, and in Scorpio, West, renewal, rebirth. This is really beautiful. The energies will be very tough today. Any kind of balm will come from you feeling your feelings. Let those tears fall. we've got Lilith, Dark Moon Lilith, which is a very shadow aspect of the feminine, and that is in Cancer in the 12th. Another look at that is the Western Leo in the 12th. Have a childlike approach to this, be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at situations, and pick out what is beautiful in each and every one of those experiences, because I'm sure something was. Let's consult the tarot. So with the astrology wrapped up, I was able to clear my deck and pull a few cards. I've got for the left, for the right, and for the center. How do we integrate? How do we alchemize? So on the left, we have a 3 of Swords leaning to the left, suggesting more introspection, to have true sight of what is actually a true danger, for lack of a better expression, a true adversary, anything like that, or is it something that we're projecting out due to things that are unhealed, things that we haven't been able to let go, burdens we haven't been able to put down. Underneath that, the Death card came up upright. We talked about that with that Scorpio South node. Anything that would relate to air is that Mercury up there and Uranus. So Mercury is the Magician in the tarot, and Uranus is the Tower, Aquarius. We need to let old things fall. We need to be able to ignite our fire and be able to fill our cup back so we can reflect that true unity and fulfillment out into the world. We have to be able to receive what comes to us. When we're not in a great place, the things we receive reflect where we are and lessons continue. We have an opportunity right now, because of the way the sky is, as we discussed, to really snip a few things. So I recommend doing some inner reflection and correct outer projection to be able to see what's going on with you. On the right, we have the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in reverse. So this is an antenna that needs to be out there. The feminine has a job to do for the masculine. The receptive charge takes something in order to be able to create. All of these things happen in tandem, happen in unison. None of this is linear. It is all literally swirling together at all times. So because of that handoff, when things are being ruminated over through the process of introspection, and that process isn't really going far enough to give a hand to the part of you that needs to build that new or show you that new road to travel on, or create that new thing, or say that thing that needs to be said. So we need to have our feelers out. We need to be able to look at something with so many perspectives, at least from 3 perspectives: mother, child, and divine masculine and father. All 3 of those perspectives, the unlimited perspectives that we know that our reality is made up of, all of those things are important. And when you do not contain all of that to be a fault of yours, or a projection onto you, or you projecting onto the world, then those perspectives have a little bit less weight, and things can just be, and you can just flow, and it can be safe for you to feel something. I want some more information about that right side. Okay, I got an Ace of Swords in reverse. It's really important, once we have those feelers out, to be able to tune that antenna, or we're going to say things that are going to be harsh, especially if we've been doing all the self-reflecting and we've figured out all these things where people have faulted us, or we faulted others. Take a moment to sharpen the sword so it's accurate and doesn't make a mess. Not to go out into battle. When you have a sharp sword, it's very easy to cut through something. Then when it's blunt, it does way more damage. People have a chance of survival when you have a clean cut. That's a little dark, but I'm sure you feel what I'm saying. So underneath that is the Priestess of Cups. These steps that we take to have a tool, sharpen the tool, know how to use it, it gives us a certain status within ourselves and a certain status out in the universe where we can handle more than what we could have before. At the end of this card, it looks like there's a tower card, a tower, which is really interesting. She left her tower to be able to sing to nature. She's been singing and a whale has come to see her, and the sun is coming out of the clouds. A lot of us might have taken time indoors to do all that introspection we talked about. A time of healing and rest. We have a chance to come out of that and really do something. So alchemy in the middle, introspection, taken and integrated. So justice in reverse. We have that South Node in Libra. If we get justice or not, it shouldn't stop us from getting out of bed. You know what I mean? Life isn't fair. We have the Ace of Wands underneath. We need to have that inner spark. We need to have those embers burning, smoldering, and keeping the heat for us, despite what the outside is doing, despite if we feel that life is fair or not, or if we're, having our prayers answered, things of that nature. Underneath that, I have the Three of Wands leaning to the left, like that Three of Swords was. There's that 33. Instead of waiting for your ships to come in, keep your fire burning, keep your work going, tune your tools, and know that you will feel when it's the right time to move. The Star card came out last. Destiny is all. You will know what to do and when to do it. When we are out of a time of stress and anxiety, the body is able to perceive things much clearer and will know where and when to go. And even if we go down the same path as we did before, know that you will learn that one day. It takes many travels through a place to be able to make a map of it. So be kind to yourself. Don't mind what happens. Be a nice teacher to yourself. Be a apt leader to yourself. Rule with authority, not power. Thank you.